Hey everyone! Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more true emotional stories. And drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you would do in my situation. I never thought a Tuesday night would shatter everything I believed about my marriage. But it did. It started with a text, one of those simple notifications that carries the weight of a bomb. Hey, we need to talk tomorrow. It's about the party. From my wife. Nothing else. No explanation. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe it was just some office drama, I told myself. But a knot of unease had already settled in my stomach. She had been acting differently for weeks. Her phone glued to her hand, the sudden secrecy over passwords she used to share, those tiny excuses about staying late. At first, I blamed my imagination. I didn't want to see what was creeping closer. The night of the office party, I tried to push myself to relax. She had invited me to come along, but I had a headache, or so I said. The truth? I wanted to trust her. I wanted to believe she was still my partner in every sense. But the gnawing suspicion made me restless. I remember sitting alone on the couch, scrolling aimlessly through my phone, counting the minutes until she returned. When she walked through the door, her eyes weren't meeting mine. She smelled like perfume, but the kind I didn't recognize. Her smile was tight, rehearsed. And then she laughed, just a little too loudly, at something she was showing on her phone. My heart sank. It didn't take long for the small things to pile up. She kept her phone close, sometimes slipping out of the room when messages came through. I caught her deleting something once, and she said it was work nonsense, but her hands trembled when she said it. The more I tried to convince myself it was nothing, the more my gut screamed otherwise. The real blow came the next morning. I was going through the trash, something I never do, but a crumpled napkin fell out, and on it was a tiny note, almost like a joke. Can't wait until tonight. You don't even know how much fun it'll be. I froze. My chest tightened, my stomach dropped. I didn't want to believe it. I kept thinking, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's harmless. But the memory of the office party, the way her boss lingered near her, the forced laughter, the sudden brushing of his hand against hers, kept replaying in my mind. I tried to confront her gently. Hey, is everything okay at work? You seem different. She laughed nervously. It's just the stress of this project. Don't worry about it. But I could hear it in her voice, the hesitation, the lie hiding under her words. Then it happened. I found a thread of messages on her phone, messages I can't unsee. Her boss. Flirty, mocking, invasive. You looked amazing tonight. Wish I could have more than a dance. I couldn't breathe. My fingers shook as I scrolled. And the worst part? He sent another one. Hope he didn't notice. You're mine for now. It wasn't just betrayal. It was humiliation. The man I trusted with my heart had been touched, mocked, and claimed by someone else, right under my nose. I felt anger, shame, and disbelief all at once. I kept thinking of every time she said she was late because of work. Every laugh I shared, every kiss that now fell hollow. I confronted her that night. My voice cracked. Why? How could you let him do that to you? To us. She stared at me, her eyes wide, tears brimming. It wasn't like that, she whispered. I didn't mean for it to happen. He cornered me. I tried to stop it. Her voice faltered. Guilt and fear painted her face. She wasn't a villain, just human, flawed, scared. But it didn't make the pain any less sharp. I left the house for a long walk. The streets were quiet, the night cold. I replayed every memory with her, how it had once been perfect, how those same memories now stung like betrayal. I realized trust wasn't just broken. It had been manipulated, twisted by someone else's arrogance and our own blind spots. In the days that followed, we talked slowly, painfully, honestly. She admitted fear, guilt, and shame. I admitted pain, hurt, and disbelief. There were no cinematic confrontations or shouting matches. Just a quiet ache of two people trying to understand how easily a bond can be bent and broken. The hardest part? Accepting that love doesn't automatically erase pain. Even now, every memory feels bittersweet. But there was a lesson buried in the heartbreak. Strength isn't about forgiveness. It's about truth. It's about knowing what you deserve and refusing to settle for less. We didn't stay together. We didn't need a dramatic explosion to mark the end. Just a quiet acknowledgement that some betrayals leave scars too deep to ignore, and some trust can never fully heal. As for me, I'm learning to walk forward, carrying both the love I once felt and the lessons I earned in pain. And if I can share anything with you, watching this story, feeling my words, it's this: love is beautiful, but self-respect is sacred. Protect it fiercely. So, again, hit subscribe if you haven't and leave a comment. I want to know, if it were you, would you stay or walk away?